Welcome to another delicious edition of the Let's Dine Out Show, where I show you some of the best restaurants in the Inland Empire. First, we're off to Riverside for some unique Brazilian dishes with plenty of meat to devour at Gol Brazilian Restaurant. Then we're going to Corona to explore some delicious upscale Mexican food at Luna Modern Mexican Kitchen.
Let's dine out.
This week's foodie co-host is Marcus Tennis, who loves to eat and he can talk. Let's meet Marcus.
Well, I'm a tennis reporter. I have my own tennis show on the internet that I do once a week. I do interviews with some of the top players in the world. But because I do travel so much, I get out and get to where there's places where there's food. And I've been a big fan of Alan's for a long time, watching his show and listening to his radio show. So I thought, you know what? Here's an opportunity for me to be a part of the show.
Nestled in a small strip center on Magnolia Avenue in Riverside is a most unique eatery called Gol Brazilian Restaurant. This small, clean restaurant features a unique Brazilian style of cooking called churrasco, which is a Brazilian version of barbecue. There are many fresh cold salads to choose from, as well as various traditional Brazilian hot dishes, and of course, various styles of meats, poultry, and pork that are slowly grilled on spits. Under the direction of owners Mariana Quadras and Aline Milo, Gol is definitely a one-of-a-kind dining experience. Okay, Marcus, you ready to eat?
I am.
Lots of eating?
You know, I told you I like to eat a lot. I got an empty belly right now. It smells great in here, so I'm ready to go.
Okay, cool. Now, what's unique about this restaurant is not only the food, but the pricing. There's two ways of eating here. $19.95, all you can eat, and I mean all you can eat, or $8.95, and you put up what you want on your plate, and they weigh it, and it's like $8.50, $8.95 a pound, something like that. I'd go for the $19.95. You're not going to go wrong here. Now, the salad station, they have 13 different salads. I mean, they got beets and kale and potato salad, but the ones I really want to concentrate on, first of all, was the carrots and string beans. What caught my attention was the beautiful, vibrant colors. I mean, it just said, eat me, and boy, did I eat it. I loved it. Very simple, a little vinegar, a little olive oil, maybe a little salt. Next one was a spinach salad with a passion fruit dressing, tangy, sweet, with little cuts of oranges, little slices. Delicious. I love spinach. I love passion fruit dressing. A very, very nice dressing, very tropical.
Yeah, I really liked it a lot. I gotta say, that citrus added a sweetness to it that even for people that don't like to eat salads and don't like to eat vegetables, it's something they should try.
And the last salad, wow, cucumbers in a mint dressing. Now, when I first saw the name, I thought, oh, that sounds really good, nice and cooling, until I bit into it. It was killer, literally killer. They had these killer chilies, and I can't remember the name of them, but little bright red ones, unbelievable, pungent, really spicy, but it was delicious with a nice cooling mint flavor. I think it had olive oil and I'm not even sure what else. My mouth is still recovering from that, but I loved it. It was nice and cold and really good.
You know what, I gotta say, I'm with you on that. I saw cucumbers and mint dressing. And mint, you know, is something that you have to be really sparing with.
It's refreshing and cooling.
It can easily overpower something, but it had just the right amount of mint. But what it didn't say, and what I would suggest that they have on there, it says
killer.
A little bit of chilies, because this was more than just pepper.
Then there's a lot of hot entrees. Let's get into that. They have two different rices. The one we picked was the fried rice. Absolutely delicious. Peas, carrots, green onions. Simple, just a nice version, kind of Chinese version.
Yeah, it was for me, rice isn't my big thing unless I'm putting something on top of it. It's always the base of things that I use. It had some peas in it. I don't favor peas, so for me it was just like, I just tasted a little bit of it.
Peas?
I'm not a fan. I'm a snob on peas. I don't care for them.
Okay. But I know the next one you like, cheese balls. Now these are very traditional rolls. It's made with yuca flour. It's a Brazilian cheese. It's almost like a cottage cheese, but it's mixed in with the dough. Absolutely delicious. It's kind of a glutinous flour, unbelievable. Crispy on the outside. Oh, so good.
It was great. It was chewy, but in a good way.
Right.
And it was salty, but it was only lightly salty.
But the cheese flavor to it. I thought
it
it was
was-
cheddar, but it wasn't. But
It was good stuff. Now, you say yucca flour. I think that's yucca flour. They're pronouncing it yucca here, but I think
Yucca,
it's
yucca,
the,
yeah.
the yucca plant is used
an
a lot
English
in
major
Brazilian
I have to
food.
get here. Next we had the chicken stroganoff. Again, this is delicious. Big chunks of chicken with tomato, onion, I think a little cream in it, and it was white meat of the chicken.
Yeah, it was huge hunks of chicken.
Yeah.
I mean, it was great. It reminded me of a chicken soup, but a creamy chicken soup.
Absolutely delicious. Again, simple but flavorful. Then they had spaghetti carbonara, and this had bacon, eggs, herbs, and what was nice about that is the pasta was al dente. It's a nice little chew to it.
Yeah, I liked it. You know, I ate it separately, and you're right, it was the perfect texture. Anything with bacon in it is okay in my
Bacon's
book.
good. Next was black bean stew, and this is with pork, sausage, and again, black beans. This was a little soupy, but really, really nice. Big chunks of pork and meat.
Yeah, I liked it. It kind of had a smoky flavor. I don't know if it was meant to or what, but for me, it had a smoky flavor. I'm a meat lover, and that was a good soup to have.
Well, coming up, we're gonna put you in heaven here. Beef stew is the next dish. This is red wine with tomatoes, onion, bay leaf, and they use tri-tip, which is very unusual because it's not a cheap cut of meat.
This was a great place here, Alan, I got to tell you, because it had hunks of meat, and that was a great
So I probably wouldn't
taste.
recommend this restaurants to people who are vegan, right?
Well, I don't know. They may have some vegan things. We'll have to ask
I
them,
don't know
but-
about that. Next one was the chicken croquettes. It's a potato dough, deep fried with breadcrumbs on the outside and just chicken in the middle. And just delicious. Again, a little glutinous, a little crunchy from the breadcrumbs, and nice chicken flavor inside.
Yeah, I like the texture, and I like the taste of the potato flour that was covering it. It was kind of like a chicken pot pie in the shape of a little tiny pear.
And the last dish for the hot entrees was called the
Moqueca.
that. Mr. Words,
Gesundheit.
Mr. Language here, really. This is tilapia, big pieces of tilapia, and it was made with coconut milk, onions, tomatoes. That's it. I mean, simple, simple, simple.
Yeah, I really liked it. You know, it wasn't fishy at all, and it's always great to have fish that doesn't taste fishy. Had nice vegetables on the side, you know, mixed in with it. A little bit of onion. I like it. I thought it was really good.
Okay, then the main star of the restaurant here is the barbecue. And this is a large spit barbecue where you've got a barbecue pit master here turning the skewers. You know, that's a trick too. It's not, I guess they need a lot of training because you really got to know, you know, when to turn it because you don't want to burn it. It's all mesquite wood on the bottom, mesquite coal. And let's start with the tri-tip. That was the first one we tried. Tri-tip, just big chunks of tri-tip that they cut, they slice for you. You can have 1, 2, 5 pieces, as much as you want. Nice and tender, juicy. And all they season the meats with is one thing, salt. That's it. Next is something you can only get on Fridays, Saturday, and Sundays, chicken hearts. I like the texture to it. It was fairly chewy, but it also had not a gamey flavor, I want to say a hearty flavor, haha. But I really enjoyed it. Some people may not. I like it when, you know, with turkey and when you make giblets, I use, you know, cut that out too.
Well, you know, it's funny that you say that because to me, in my family growing up, the giblets were something that really no one really wanted. I loved them. And so to me, when I saw that on the menu, they had chicken hearts, I thought, wow, that's a delicacy. Someone else gets it.
Then there's top sirloin. If you like steak, this is where you want to go. Juicy, tender steak. Again, they slice it real, pretty thick slices. It was very juicy. A little fat content cap on the outside, which you like, which gives it all the flavor and juiciness.
I got to tell you, the piece that I chose when they were slicing it off had a really thick outer layer of fat, and I love that. Fat is good. I don't know why fat gets such a bad name.
I think the same way.
It's so flavorful and everything.
Then they had bacon wrapped pork. Just little chunks of pork with bacon around it. Simple, again, just put on a spit and turned until it's done.
Yeah, I like that. You know, bacon and pork, two of my favorite meats. I only wish they came from the same animal.
Okay, chicken. Now, if you like chicken, this is some of the finest chicken I've had. First is just a plain chicken, ordinary chicken leg, plump, juicy, delicious.
I like the dark meat. To me,
That's my
that's
favorite.
juicier and everything. And the chicken they had here, it was not dry. Dry would never come up when
I
describing
believe
that
they
chicken.
brine all their meats, if I'm not mistaken. That's the trick to it. So
It was great.
Now the next one was one of the stars of the show here. It was a same leg, chicken leg, but it was a spicy chicken, just with black pepper. That's
Right.
it. crusted black pepper on the outside. Absolutely stunning.
It was a good
Right.
peppery spice,
stuff.
not a chili hot spice.
Next was by far the best piece of meat there. Out of everything we ate, the garlic beef. This is big chunks of beef marinated with garlic, soy sauce. It had a little black pepper in it. Absolutely delicious. I love garlic and it just exploded in your mouth.
Yeah, oh, it was great. You know, when I was cutting it, you could see the juice come out. It was like you were taking the meat out of a garlic sauce, but there was no garlic sauce around. I mean, whatever they marinated in or whatever, it just stayed with it.
Right. And the last piece of meat is called the salsicchio, something like that. Anyway, it's sausage. And it's chicken and pork. What was nice about it was dense. It didn't have much of a flavor per se. I think just having a little salt on it, just charbroiling it, gave it the flavor.
Yeah, I liked it. Like you said, it was dense. It didn't have a lot of fillers or anything like that in it. It was a good sausage.
Now they also have a lot of desserts. We had the chocolate empanada. This is two nice empanadas, which was a pastry filled with a deep chocolate with ice cream on it, and unbelievable. I love the chocolate flavor, real rich, and almost like a caramel chocolate. It's very good.
That's funny. You know, when we do this, we write our notes separately on this.
And we don't talk,
Yeah, we don't talk about it. I have the same thing on mine, but I tell you, that center made the big difference, and it was really
Nice
good.
and hot with vanilla ice cream.
Especially with that ice cream.
One thing that really attracted me to the restaurant is, first of all, it's nice colored. It's yellow and gold and just really comfortable. There's pictures of Brazil and the soccer players, which whoopee you with soccer, but well, I'm a hockey player.
Don't say that.
LA Kings rule.
Brazil loves their soccer.
I know, but no one's here to beat me up. So, but what was nice was the owners take their time to explain how to eat the different salads, what they are, and what goes with what. But again, this is like traveling to Brazil. I feel like I'm eating in someone's home, and this is the kind of food they eat in Brazil. This is very authentic. Families go here, people go here because it's quick and easy eating. There's other other Brazilian restaurants out there that are huge, that have a lot more items, but they're a lot more pricier.
Very friendly, very nice. The atmosphere here, they have televisions here for those who want to come and watch the football.
Hockey.
But it was really good. And buying your food by the pound, that only happens like at yogurt shops or something like that. So it's actually, quite common in Brazil from what they tell us. But for here, as here in America, that's really an odd concept.
I think it's great. I'd go broke if I did it by the pound. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot better deal to eat here, all you can eat.
Yeah, the all you can eat sounds like a really
$19.95, much better deal. So
unbelievable.
In terms of my favorite dishes, I really like the beef stew, the spicy chicken with the black pepper just rang out there. It's so good, and the garlic beef with the garlic. I love garlic, and that just brought me to another world.
I got to say, we have two of the favorite things that are the same. I love that spicy chicken with that black pepper coating. That was just really good. The garlic beef, I like that too, but I'm also a dessert guy, so I got to throw a dessert in there. The chocolate empanada pastry with the chocolate caramel sauce with the ice cream was just terrific.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm starving. We haven't eaten in about 15 minutes, so I say let's go to the next restaurant, which is in Corona. It's called Luna Modern Mexican Kitchen, and you're in for a real treat. Upscale Mexican food at its finest. Open 3.5 years, Luna Modern Mexican Kitchen in Corona is a stunning freestanding Mexican restaurant featuring a beautiful interior with a gorgeous bar and highlighted by modern Mexican paintings that gives Luna a classy, hip, and upscale casual ambiance. As nice as the interior is, the menu is exciting and will electrify all of your culinary senses, and you will finally get to taste some delicious regional Mexican dishes, artfully plated with flair and lots of incredible layers of flavors. I don't know about you, but I'm starving, so let's get right into it.
All right.
Again.
Yeah.
So, first appetizer we had was a Mexican-style cocktail, $8.95. This consists of lots of Mexican white shrimp with avocado, cucumbers, diced onions, cilantro, and a fresh lime tomato juice. And what's really nice about this, the shrimps were cut in half. They weren't real messy to eat, but everything just blended well. I love the crispiness of the onions. You had the avocado too in there, so you got a little smoothness of it. The shrimp were succulent and sweet. I love the tomato broth.
Well, you know, I thought it was really great. I had a good balance of the vegetables and the shrimp, but you know, I didn't taste the avocado. I thought the avocado got lost in all the other stuff. I saw it there.
Taste-wise, I didn't taste it, but
Yeah.
I felt it. I mean,
Yeah, I felt it, but I
it's
didn't
really-
taste it. There was a big slice in there. There was a bunch of chunks
But
in
you
there,
gotta-
but
but-
it kind of, the avocado got lost. It was like, I'd rather have it without the avocado then.
But you know, when you try it with guacamole, you can taste it. Whereas something like this, it just blends in. It's more for I think the texture, the flavor.
Yeah.
Next was Cisco's platter. This was $13.95. This is a combination platter. It came with chicken taquitos, 2 Mexican cheese quesadillas, 2 nice baby back ribs, very meaty, very tender, and it was basted and swimming in a delicious, sweet, tangy, hot habanero barbecue sauce. And lastly, 2 empanadas. It was a tortilla that were with short ribs in it, chorizo, and deep fried. And it came with a side of a roast tomato sauce, a little creamy, really good, and a big scoop of guacamole.
Well,
It was a nice platter for 2 people.
I tell you, I love platters because it's a variety, it's a little bit of everything. In fact, when I go to restaurants most of the time, I will look for the variety plate. And like you said, this had great stuff. The chicken taquitos, to me, those were the things that were unremarkable, but the guacamole that you dipped them in, to me, was really good.
See, I like the chicken in the ketos.
See, I thought it was just chicken. There wasn't any spice or anything to it. You really?
I think your taste buds have been wasted. Next came the camarones con fideos, $16.95. This is 7 pan-seared Mexican shrimp that were topped with a garlic, tomato, cilantro pesto with angel hair pasta, succulent shrimp. It was on a skewer. Just delicious. I love the sauces. I love the pesto. Excellent.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. The pesto was really good. It was light. It was fresh. The pan-seared shrimp was fine, but really, to me, the plate was more about the sauces and everything. I mean, the shrimp was good. Nothing wrong with the shrimp, but it wasn't spiced or anything. But the sauces, I think, really helped make the
Now
plate.
the sauces were a balsamic reduction, a red bell pepper coulis, and a cinnamon emulsion. And the cinnamon with the red wine in it was absolutely stunning. Next came the pollito reposado con mostaza, $15.95. Basically 8 ounce of pan-roasted free-range chicken breasts stuffed with huitlacoche. Basically, it's fungus from corn cob. Now the Aztecs thought it was a delicacy. It's been centuries and centuries, but it adds a little oomph to it. Had Mexican cheeses, and then it had breadcrumbs. It was pan-fried, and a really zesty mustard sauce. And fluffy rice was with that, with pieces of plantain in it, and I thought this was stunning.
It was really good. I liked the sweetness that came from the plantains, the flavorful veggies, and I thought the whole plate was another great combination.
Right. It came with fresh veggies. It was Mexican squash and sweet potatoes, and I think little onions, and it was sautéed with a couple other seasonings they wouldn't tell me, but very, very nice. Now, if you like steak, you got to get the steak adubato. This was $19.95. This is an 8 ounce grilled flat iron steak rubbed in New Mexican red chilies, served on top of a chorizo potato hash. And wow, what a dish. The steak was juicy, tender. I loved the roasted chilies, and the hash with the chorizo was wonderful because chorizo is a real mild chorizo, but it had that nice pungent flavor that chorizo has.
Well, as we established before, I really like meat. So when I saw steak on the menu, I was like, this is going to be great. I like this steak. It was so tender, and I kid you not, I was able to cut the steak with my butter knife. Again, the sauce was flavorful. And on this one, the sauce, like you mentioned before, this sauce had a little bit of cinnamon in it. Now, usually I think of cinnamon as desserts or in hot chocolate or teas or something like that.
Not in sauces.
Never thought of cinnamon on meat. And you know what? I liked it.
Next was the drunken salmon, $16.95. This is an 8 ounce blackened fresh salmon. It was deglazed with tequila. It was served with fried plantain rice. And it's a yucca root huchalicho cake. And again, it's that fungus. I always pronounce it wrong, but it was a really nice crispy cake underneath it. And it was topped with a citrus tropical relish and with roasted garlic, lemon sauce that was creamy, rich, and oh, so good.
Well, I thought it was good, but the thing is to me, these dishes are so much more about the sauces than the actual salmon. I mean, the salmon was all right. You know, there was nothing wrong with it. Again, much with the shrimp. But I got to disagree on that yucca cake. the yucca cake to me was bland and pasty.
Oh, no.
It was underneath it, and it was this real thick cake that you could see there, and to me it was just like it had no flavor.
Well, see, I dipped mine in the sauce. Maybe that's what it was.
That's why I say everything is. I tried it just on its own, and it was like.
But the exterior was panko coated, so it was crispy on the outside.
Not my piece, and we ate off the same piece.
Really?
We were sharing that one.
Well,
I don't know what you had, but mine, that was my least favorite thing.
You have to come and try it yourself. So, okay. Next was the carnitas de lechon pibil. This was $14.95. This is from the Yucatan. It's pork carnitas that was steamed in banana leaves. It was served with the fried rice again with the plantain. Came with tortillas and the dilajole beans and guacamole. Delicious I love carnitas, and it was done perfect seasoning, and it was steamed with the banana leaf in there, but it was nice and crisp exterior, the pork. It went so good with the sauce, and everything just came together. I just didn't like the beans. The beans are a little watery for me.
Yeah, the beans to me is a side dish, especially when you have carnitas. I love carnitas. This had a lot of meat, and again, I'm a big fan of meat. A lot of meat. The slight taste of cinnamon, once again, was in this dish, and I love that now. It's one of my favorites. But it was such a good surprise. The pico de gallo, the guacamole, I thought everything together in that made a really good carnitas to put into the tortilla.
Yeah, when you put it in tortilla, it makes it a nice treat.
That was great. And like I said, give me more meat and I'm happy.
Mr. Meatman here. Okay, next came the papita crusted tilapia. This was $15.95. Papita are pumpkin seeds. It was crisp panko coating, so it was pan fried, and had a delicious red curry mango sauce. Creamy, had the red curry can be overwhelming. This wasn't. This just tantalizes your taste buds, and it was a perfect match with the cream with the sauce and the mango, the sweetness.
Yeah, I liked it. You know, the red curry sauce, as you said, it's very mild. And I don't want to keep repeating myself, but the tilapia to me is secondary to this dish. It was about the sauces, the other flavors that came with it.
So I could have got you just a bowl of sauces.
You know what?
Happy?
You know what? I would have.
Next came the Cabo roll, $14.95. This is basically a burrito. However, this came with sautéed Mexican prawns, Mexican cheeses mixed, avocado, pico de gallo. Now it was served with a cabbage, it's called cabbage kimchi, and a chipotle pepper aioli, a dipping sauce. Everything up until the kimchi was nice. It was a nice burrito, a lot of shrimp in it. You got your money's worth. I really liked the chipotle pepper sauce, although I couldn't taste a bunch of it. It wasn't real smoky. My biggest disappointment was the kimchi cabbage. To me, this is boring. This is blah.
I can't disagree with you
This
more.
is plain, tasteless. I talked to the owner, and I told him we need a little fixing. Everything on the menu here that I had, I thought was very good, but
no.
Don't tell him you don't want the kimchi.
I am going to talk to the owner and tell him that I thought it was fine.
You liked it?
Because when I get cabbage, I don't like my cabbage to be milky and all that stuff. I like my cabbage dry.
Then don't call it kimchi.
But this kimchi cabbage, it was like nice dry cabbage. It still had the cabbage flavor, but it didn't have.
It was nondescript.
It didn't have the sauce. I am going to talk to him and tell him
it was nondescript.
It is fine.
Awful. Okay, then there's desserts. This is the delitos. This was basically crispy banana.
Right.
It was $6.50. It was a cut up. It was a flour tortilla with the banana in the middle, stuffed with the banana. It was rolled, deep fried, served with cinnamon and sugar. And at the sauce, it was a chocolate sauce with brown sugar, Mexican brown sugar, espresso coffee, and chocolate, coconut cream, and raspberry. So again, you got a lot of different variations of flavors. Bananas, I mean, you can't go wrong with this.
I tell you, you give me bananas, sugar, chocolate sauce,
there we go.
in a pastry with other sugary sauces in it. What more could you ask for? That was great. I actually wish we would have had more of that. That could have been a meal for me.
And for $6.50, it sounds like a lot, but it was well worth it.
Yeah.
And it was a perfect ending to a near perfect 9.5 out of 10. I mean, outside of the lousy coleslaw.
And that yucca cake.
Oh, that was good stuff. In terms of favorites, what were yours?
I love the Cisco's platter. And then secondly, I'd have to say the dessert, you know. Look, I'm meat and dessert. And third, if I had to choose, it would probably be the steak adubato.
Okay. Okay, I had the steak. I love that. The carnitas de lechon pibil was very good. I love carnitas, and this is excellent. And I also, the last one was the crusted tilapia. I really like that. I love the red curry mango, the interplay with the sauce, and just a very, very nice rendition. Well, in terms of your experience, how would you describe being a foodie on the Let's Dine Out show?
You know what? This was a great experience, Alan. I've watched your show and everything, and I've listened to your radio show, and it was great to come out here. And you know, I kind of had an idea of what to expect. I've had a little bit of production with my tennis reporting and things like that. But you taste the food more. How do I say it? You taste the food. I eat some of the food, you know, and I tried to, you know, pace myself for the day. But man, towards those last few dishes, I was getting really, really full. And but you know what? The last thing that we had was the bananas. And when it's dessert and sugar, I'm gonna just keep eating that stuff. But it was a wonderful experience, and I got to meet a lot of nice people and try a whole lot of nice food. This was really great. I enjoyed myself.
Well, it was fun having you, and hopefully we'll have you again.
All right, well, sounds terrific.
Well, folks, another edition of the Let's Dine Out show. I hope you enjoyed the 2 restaurants we showed you, and until next week, happy eating.
Let's Dine Out.
That's good stuff.
Oh, okay, it's a wrap.